Face to Face is a show that does the discussions with the key personalities that matter on big stories of the week or even topical issues that may affect you. Today we are doing something on local governance. We are bringing the show to your doorstep. If you live in Tema, then this is actually your show. And if you're someone interested in local governance, this is your show. If you want to see how the national government and the local government works together to ensure development, this is your show. If you're interested in industrialization, I'm going to speak to the mayor of one of our most industrialized cities in Ghana. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu, and you're welcome to Face to Face. I'll introduce my guest when we come back. My guest on Face to Face is the president's representative in Tema, the port city, my own city, my town where I went to secondary school, and I'm excited to host him today to talk about the Tema agenda, the Nkrumah's Tema, and what has become of it. The Tema that had a road connecting it to Accra, what the status of that Tema is. The Tema that was supposed to be an industrial hub. The Tema where we are supposed to have the Vaco smelting plant. The Tema where we are supposed to be refining oil. Is Tema still Tema, or is a shadow of what Kwame Nkrumah envisaged it to be? My guest is Yohane Ashitey. He's the Tema Metropolitan Chief Executive. You're welcome to Face to Face.
Thank you very much.
And also the parliamentary candidate for Tema East.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing well by grace.
Everything fine?
By the grace of God.
You must be eating a lot of fish because from Tema there.
Well, as a typical guy, I love my akolo, so yes, I eat a lot of fish.
Which part of Tema are you from?
I'm from Tema Newtown.
So Mahian?
Yes, Tema Mahian.
Oh, okay, I see. I know that area. I used to come there. My friend's mother would fry fish for us and we carry to Tema school those times. It was nice. So Tema has been reduced now. When I was in school, it used to be Tema Metropolitan Assembly that had a number of constituencies, Tema West, Tema Central, and Tema East. Now that has changed, hasn't it?
Yes, Omaro. Now, TMA has only two constituencies, and it's Tema Central and then Tema East.
So the eastern side of Tema is Tema Metropolitan Assembly.
Exactly.
And then the western side is
Tema West.
Tema West Assembly. So that's
Tema West Municipal Assembly.
Okay. So they are also at the same level with you? Or you are a metropolis, or they are municipal, they are below you.
Exactly.
So that's Lashibi, Sakumono, those places.
Lashibi, yes. And
all the way to Klagon.
Yes.
You are just friends now. You don't have any control or supervision over them.
No, I don't.
I see. Interesting.
I don't. Yes, we are just colleagues.
What is your boundary, Tema?
Well, so TMA actually it starts from all the way from Tema Newtown through Comte 1. And then it comes to 6, 7, 4, 7, 8, and 9, and 10, 11, 12, all the way down to the motorway. For us in Tema West, our boundary, it's the road that links the Comte 3 towards the beach road.
Okay.
When you use that road getting towards Accra, if your back is towards the Tema Harbour, then your left side is TMA, and then your right side is Tema West, which is Comte 3, 2, 3, 5, all the way to Sakumono, and then Klagon. Lashibi, that is Tema West.
What's the difference between TMA and TDC?
Well, so TMA is the District Assembly or the Metropolitan Assembly.
The local assembly? Yes,
the local assembly. And TDC actually is Tema Development Corporation. The main difference is that when you talk about land and ownership of land, per the airline that set up TDC, TDC is in charge of lands, administration, and management in Tema. But when you talk about development control, what you do on the land, then that's where TMA comes in. So TDC purposely for land ownership, and then TMA comes in with what you do on the land you've acquired from TDC.
So is TDC under you, or you are on the same level?
No, they are not under me.
They are autonomous?
They are autonomous. They are an authority on their own. But of course, they are also subject to our bylaws and everything that the Assembly wants anybody in Tema should follow.
So TDC is not the development wing of the Assembly?
Not at all. We have our own spatial planning secretariat. We have our physical planners, and then they are in charge of how the town should look like, and what you need to put that where. And then the zoning and everything is done by our physical planning department.
I see. We do know that Tema was set up by Kwame Nkrumah. There's a whole plan to it. You've talked about the spatial planning, how the town should look, the outlays and all of that. That's why we have communities 1 all the way to 23, is it 24? Some are not even under Tema anymore because some are under Kbonkataman, so some are under Shaiman, and I think some are even under Ningo Pram Pram.
Yes.
That's how far away Tema goes. But TMA, you have a restricted area now. How has this agenda of making Tema look unique been? Because we do know it was supposed to be an industrial hub and also a settlement area. Talk to us about how Tema has evolved over the period.
Well, if you look at the land space for Tema, it's limited. And yes, Tema is a well-developed town that started from our very first president. But you know, it's the industrial hub in the whole country. In fact, we have the most industries than any town or city in Ghana. So people keep on trooping to town. But clearly, it's still the same land space, which is not increasing. So I would say that the level of activities or people trooping into town is not actually commensurate with the level of development that is to match that influx. And because of that, you will say that the shine that Tema used to have has gone down a little bit because of we need a huge infrastructure input to be able to maintain the standard that was set up by our very first president. And I think over the years, the numbers keep on increasing. People need more schools, people need more hospitals, people need more roads, and a lot of vehicles troop on the roads almost every day. And because of that, you need a huge financial stability to be able to match up to, I think, where Tema is supposed to be.
There's something I've noticed. Tema East is where all the industries are.
Yeah.
Tema Central appears to be the neatest of the two. Tema East is becoming a slum community. Apologies to people who live in Manya. How are you able to, what's happening? How come there's a disparity between Tema East and Tema Central, even though you're in the same municipality and all the industries are in Tema East? So what's happening? How come Tema East appears to be left behind? Even if you look at the roads, if you're going through the Harbour Road, entering through Tema East, Mayam, those roads are not good. Yet Tema Central roads are good. What's happening?
Well, if you look at the history behind Tema, you know, Tema hitherto had indigents who live very, very close to where the harbour is. And then because of the harbour and co, the indigents have to relocate it. You see, the Mahe simply means new town in Ghana. So the original plan that was done is the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. And then the bit of where Tema West is becomes more like an afterthought because the indigents who were originally living where the harbour is must be relocated. So around those areas, the plan around those is not like the plan that was used for the other communities. And you see, and most of the folks who live around those areas are farmers and then fisher folks. So the more the population keep increasing, it's very likely that you will have something that looks more like a slummy nature generating because the numbers keep increasing. The land is still small, it's not big. And that is why, so, and Come to One, you see, Come to One, actually, those who came to work at Come to One, to set up the factories and industries, they set up some small village within Come to One, the sites.
Site 4, Site 20?
2, Site 2, Site 20, all those ones. But after the whole project was over, they didn't move. They remained there. So I think that when they came together, they brought in temporary structure, and with time, it became more like a slum. Okay, so 4, 7, 8, and 9, 10 were all very well planned. And then the part of Tema East looks more of like an afterthought because the indigents will have to be resettled. And then quickly, that was done for the indigents to resettle. But that section, that area, was not planned properly, like the 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and 9, the way they were all planned.
Is it possible to impose the design of the communities in Central impose it on Tema East? Would that work?
Well, there's a project that we are dealing with some investors. And you know how this one, the land space is there. So Normally, what you have to do is that you take a section of the town and then you relocate the people temporarily. And then when we finish with high-rise buildings, then we're able to move them in. So we have investors, we show them pictures of how we want Tema Mahia to look like. And we still do not have anybody really coming forward. But if they do come forward, then basically the plan is there for us to redevelop Tema New Town with high-rise buildings that a lot of town folks are able to afford. And then we do that in phases. You go to one phase in Awudun, some parts you finish, you move to another part, Ashaman and Co. And within some time, then we are able to change the whole outlook for Comte 1 and then Tema Mahia.
Talk to me about sanitation. When I drive on the Harbour Road, not even Harbour, the road towards Mahia, it's a fish processing area. The place stinks. Is that how it's supposed to be? Must it be stinking? Committee 3, it stinks of cocoa because there are warehouses there and the cocoa beans that have been brought there. But I think that one smells a little nicer than the rotten fish that I smell when I go to Mahiam area. Is it that that's how it's supposed to be, or there are some measures that ought to have been put in place so that when I move through, I wouldn't feel the uneasiness that I feel when I go through?
Well,
there are open drains, there are choke drains, and all of that.
Well, I think that there are two main factors. For me, as somebody who is a fishmonger's son, who have lived all my life and assisting my mom to smoke fish and then sell fish. You know, fish has a particular stench that no matter how you reduce it, when you get to where there are fish, you definitely feel. But just that stench can be controlled. I think we have some, along that road, we have some companies who are there who are into fish processing. And occasionally we go in to check what they have and then how they deal with their waste and all that to ensure that the stench becomes minimal. I think now when you drive to town, it's really gone down before they used to be, because I summoned a meeting with Pania Fukan and all those companies land there. We went to check their waste disposal systems, or how to treat their waste, and they have improved. I mean, they've added more chemicals to their final wastes, and then I think that the stench has really gone down. Drive around these days and you realize that. But you see, wherever there's fish, even when you go to Thailand and all those places and you enter the fishing arena, the stench is something that will always be around. Just that maybe we need to get it to be quite minimum.
These fish processing companies we have along that stretch, are they Ghanaian owned or they are foreign companies? Are they under the free zone concept? What's their modus operandi like?
Well, most of them are foreign owned. Yes, I know that Panyafu Kanwe, it's a Thai union project, and then most of them, but the co-stores, majority of the co-stores are owned by Ghanaians, but the fish processing companies, those who process the fish itself, I think majority of them are
and is this fish that they buy from our fishermen, or they have vessels that bring them fish? How is the operation like?
It's a combination of both. Okay. Yes, some of them have vessels that bring fish, and then also a huge chunk also buy fish from our fishermen. Okay.
There's something in fishing industry called landing beaches. I do know that you have one in Tema. I'm not sure where it's located. Is it in Tema Newtown?
Yes, we have 10 landing beaches in Tema Newtown.
Okay. How is your fish industry itself, and I'm referring to the fishermen who go with the canoes to the sea to catch fish, and the fishmongers who buy the fish, and the fish buyers at the coast. What have you done about the fish markets in your municipality, in your metropolis?
Well, when you come to Tema, you know, the GPHA is also an authority on their own.
Okay, they are autonomous to you?
Yes, they are not under me. So that's land space, all of them is actually something that is under the control of GPHA.
I thought GPHA only controls the port side where you have cargo, discharging of cargo, offloading cargo, but the fishing harbor would be for you, the metropolis. Does the GPHA also control the fishing harbor?
Yes, they control the fishing harbor as well. Just that what happens is that before any project is done, the two of us come together and then we have a conversation on what needs to be done. But the sanitation issues and all the issues within the port, including the fishing harbor, all is managed by GPHA.
So it means that you will not be able to give me answers on what the status of the fishing harbor itself is.
Well, it's difficult for me to give you answers because that is managed actually by GPHA.
So the catching of the fish, the landing beaches, they are not under you?
You see, we have the landing beach for the premix operations.
Okay.
Those ones are under me. But the landing beach itself, right, within the fishing harbor, they are all managed by GPHA.
So when fishermen bring fish and women buy it from them, it's not under your operations?
Well, you know, that market is a market on its own.
Don't you collect taxes?
No, we don't collect tax within the fishing harbor.
Okay.
Yes, everything within the harbor itself is managed by GPHA.
And then it means you are powerless, aren't you?
Well, so far as the fishing harbor is concerned, majority of what happens within the fishing harbor is actually, I only come in when there are security
I'm looking
issues.
at Jamestown. When the fishermen bring the fish, it is an AMA thing.
Yes.
If you go to Adan, when the fishermen bring fish, it's assembly that would have control over there. But in your case, it's not like that.
In my case, because of the Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority.
But can't you have your fishing harbor separate from the port? Because Ghana Ports and Harbors, they only do container work and vessel work.
Well, I think that the LI that sets GPHA gives them that authority over almost everything around the
Which means then that the sanitation there should not be your headache. They should deal with it.
Yes, they should. But just that for us at TMA, when we go there and we see those ones, and then we quickly push them so that they can come and fix those matters.
Okay. What about the roads in the Tema East area? I told you about the road all the way to the old Meridian FM. That road was never in good shape. I don't know what has there been a facelift?
Yeah, there has been. I mean, when I took over and then I had my first, I did something I called Mayor's Ball, where I met all the companies in Tema, and then that was the biggest complaint. As we speak now, it's a 3-kilometer overlay, and all of them has been asphalted.
Okay.
Within the Meridian Enclave, if you drive into the Meridian Enclave, before you get to the Harbour Roundabout, all the roads that link Melcom and the banks and GCB and all of them, that Meridian Enclave, are all asphalted. 3 kilometers. That is the first project I was able to lobby the road minister to do for TMA.
And drains?
Drains, we Tema, it's a place that our drains are quite good.
But not Tema East. The Tema East drains are not good. Tema Central, yes. Tema East, I don't think so.
Well, as we speak now, there's a project that we've started. When you drive down towards the Bankuma down areas, those drains have been constructed now. Where we have some few challenges is just when you are moving, accessing the Harbour Road. We have a place called European Market. There's a drain there, but when the station was constructed, I think that the drain was blocked somewhere. As we speak now, we have plans. We need to dig the entire place and redo the drains again.
Okay. So another problem you have, traffic congestion. How are you dealing with that? Well, both in Tema Center and the Harbour Road.
For the with the Tema Center, there are different rules in trying to manage the Tema Center, so that is managed. But the biggest challenge we have is the road linking Tema Newtown. The way forward is to have an alternate road from Tema Newtown to come to one.
Or dualize it. You should dualize it.
Well, I think that looking at the nature of the road itself,
no space.
The space itself, and
you
where
can create space, demolish the place and create a new road.
Well, but we believe that our alternate road, because you see, it's only one road linking to Tema Newtown, so almost every time the road is busy. But if you have another road from Tema Newtown to come to one, then you enter, you go this way. We believe that will reduce the traffic. As we speak now, we have the drawings, everything set with the road minister, and then we are hoping that this time around we have funds to be able to do the alternate road from Tema Newtown to come to one.
Is free zones under you?
Part of free zones. 30% of free zones is under us.
The rest is under
70% is under Katamansa.
This is Face to Face on City TV. My guest is Tema Mayor. He's also the NPP parliamentary candidate for Tema East. So we're just trying to learn a few things about Tema. When I come back, we have Tor, Vaco, and all of these things. How are they doing in terms of state assets? Are they doing well? And then I'll talk to him about his parliamentary ambitions. He wants to replace Daniel Kwate Titus Niglova as the NPP member of parliament from Tema East. He is going against a former mayor for Tema. Can he beat him? Stay with us. Yeah, welcome back. This is Face to Face on City TV. My guest, Yohane Armah Ashitey. He's the Tema Metropolitan Chief Executive and MPP parliamentary candidate for Tema East. We have Valco, we have Tor, big industries, and then we have Sentio. It just came to, I mean, even though people may not agree, it's come to make our Tema oil refinery nonsense. How are those state assets doing in your locality?
Well,
do you have any control over how they operate, or they are autonomous? You are just their landlord. You can't really do much.
Yeah, you know, the municipal assemblies, we do not really detect to the industries. They operate based on the framework and the laws that govern their operations. Where we come in is their property rates, it's their BOPs, and then also all the things that they're supposed to do, and our bylaws to how they treat their waste and all that. But as to what happens within how they operate, we don't come in. Tor, I think Tor, we all know Tor is not doing too well. Tor for quite a long time are not really operating. And then Valco, 2 years. We also know Valco took and knows that, but as I speak now, I think that with the current CEO came in, you could see that Valco is really taking the good shape, and I'm hearing that they want to open more ports and they're also bringing more investors. So Valco seems to be the company that is rising. Store that still seem to be struggling. Cento just took over. I think that they are not doing testing, and I think they are trying to lift some fuel. So they just took over, so we cannot talk much about them. Valco, I think, are coming up, but it's Store that I think needs much more support.
Development agents would say that our development is actually supposed to be spearheaded and led by local authorities like yourself. So the president is the president of Ghana. He has made you the president of Tema. Whatever good is from Tema is you. Whatever bad is there is from you. Talk to me about what you have done as mayor since you became the head or the president of Tema.
Well, thank you very much. You know, when I took over, first of all, let me just say that just when I took over as the Chief Executive or CEO, within my very first year of operations, when the district league table was announced, you know, TMA, we were first among all the 261 assemblies.
Okay.
And just recently, when the 2022 data was also released, TMA became third. So clearly, it means that when I took over the past 2 years, I've seen to be number 1 in the whole country, and then I'm also number 3 in the whole country. So clearly,
so you have dropped.
I've dropped, but I'm still within the top 3.
Ashitey.
I'm still within the top 3. So
you are dropped.
Out of 261 assemblies, and I happen to be the top 3. I think that
moving from number 1 to number 3 it means you have failed.
Well, but the mark difference is not that much. But once I remain within the top 3, I think that clearly something good is happening. So when I took over, what have I done? I'm somebody who actually believes in education. I took over at a time that I think COVID has taken over, and then we were reeling with the aftermath of COVID. Most of the assemblies had a lot of challenges. So the first thing I tried to do is to actually restructure the assembly's position and then redirect them more to the industry for support, so that we can have this support coming from the industries to get the assembly to be up and running. So I did something that I called Mayor's Ball, where I invited all the industries here. We had a conversation. We told them where we need support from, and then a lot of them came to support, and I think that it sustained us for the first year until we move to the next year. For me, I will talk briefly about what I've done so far. Let me just talk about what I've done in education. When I took over the Tema mine here, there are some schools which were still practicing the day and afternoon shift system. So the first thing I did is that there was one project, and I completed the project, and that is the Presby Basic Schools. And after the completion of the project, we were able to abolish the shift system within the whole of TMA.
So currently there's no morning and afternoon
No morning and afternoon school within the TMA.
In both Central and East?
Both Central and Tema East. And then also, sustaining that, I realized that there were some schools. The number of students who enrolled in the schools were increasing. And because of that, I need to be able to start some projects so that we can be able to sustain. So Padmore School It's a school that the number were increasing. As we speak now, I have a 6-unit classroom block ongoing. It's about 80% completed. And then also community number 3, the numbers were also increasing. As I speak now, I have a 3-unit additional classroom block with staffing, like staff common room, all of them completed, all of them attached. It's also ongoing. And then also there's a daycare centers. We have 3 of them. If you visit them, it's an old structure. What is just 2 rooms. You have this crèche. Students, 1 room is for kitchen, the other room for teaching. The whole place looks hot. As I speak now, I have built a 3-unit additional classroom block separated from the old one at site 7. And then when you go, then we have moved the students there so that the old one is reserved for cooking and all that. It's also ongoing. And then also, one thing that I realized is that the schools we have in Tema, they do not get enough preparation when they are going for the National Science and Maths competition. So I introduced what I call the Metro Science and Maths competition. And then Chewu Secondary School won, and then also they also went ahead to become, to go to the semi-finals after beating Ogasco within the quarterfinals. And then just last year, because of the competition, for the very first time in Tema, 2 schools within TMA, that is Chewu and then Methodist, all went to the Greater Accra regional finals for the very first time. And all this is because of the preparation that we give them with the Metro Science and Maths competition.
So you've invested in education.
I really have.
Talk to me about health. What did you do?
All right, so for health, what we realize in health is that most of the schools, actually, within the Metropolis, they are sanitary or washrooms were all in bad states. When you go to Olams, when you go to Medas, when you go to Chewu now, Tematech, we've been able to provide 22-seater washrooms actually, so that we are able to handle that. And then also, those in Tema, all of them, if they really want to get the new National Health Identification Card, you have to travel to Committee 8. And then if you look at Tema here, to Committee 8 in the distance, as I speak now, I've been able to complete NHI office within the Mahia Polyclinic. So all those within Tema Newtown, and I did this with the support of the past MP who just left. He started his common fund with the projects, and then when I came, I got it completed. And now, anybody within Tema here will not need to travel all the way to Committee 8 to be able to, get either they want to renew their NHI card or they want to get a new card. I think basically, and then what is also going on is that the here Polyclinic. Plans are ongoing. Everything is set for us to upgrade the OPD to a modern status and make it also more friendly to the handicapped. It's a project which is about to start, and we are also going to change all the roofing because we realize that anytime it rains, there are leakages. So all these things are things that are happening within the health sector.
Let's talk about roads and transport. So there's a major project happening, the Tema Roundabout Interchange. I don't know how much of it is in your municipality. It's causing traffic at some times of the day. Now, if you're going towards a bone stretch, there's a lot of traffic. I don't know if that's you or Katamanso. Then the motorway itself, all the challenges with the Tema motorway. Motorway was created to connect Tema to Accra. Now you have Tema West in the middle there. I don't know whether motorway is still under you or it will be under Tema West. What is your plan as a metropolis in dealing with the road ministry to fix those major roads? And then we talk about inner roads, what you've been doing about them.
Well, the motorway, we have, if I look at the motorway roundabouts itself, so TMA, Ashaman, and then Katamanso.
So you share it?
All of us, we are connected to. So, the Ashaman road is for Ashaman. The road going towards Bone is for Bone. And then the one coming to here is for Tema. But I think that this is a project that we've been pushing and lobbying. And I think that it's still ongoing. We are much more positive that when the project is completed, this built-up traffic that comes because of this will go down significantly. And it used to be terrible those days until the project was started. Now it's even better. But we believe that when the second phase is completed, traffic would ease and to make it much more easier for motorists who are accessing the motorway from different angles. But for road, I think that...
Is the motorway under you in any way?
No, it's only a part of the motorway. When you're driving along the motorway, there are about 6 assemblies. Adenta comes in, Lekma comes in, Tema West comes in, TMA. TMA actually is the smallest...
You don't have much.
The smallest portion of the motorway.
I can imagine, because it means slice and dice.
Yes,
what about the Harbour Road from Tema roundabout towards Tema Port? That dual carriageway. There are so many potholes in the middle because of the big trailers that are coming from Tema. I don't know what you're doing about that. And those trailers, when they park on the road sometimes, in the evenings when you drive, it's also a dangerous thing. You have a task force that's supposed to prevent people from wrongful parking. What have you been doing about that?
Well, so, yes, the road itself is a road at TMA. It's been awarded to a contractor. The contractor came to site to take some few measurements, and as I speak now, I think it's mobilizing to come to site. It's actually a 5-kilometer road from the motorway runabout all the way to Harbour runabout. So both left and right becomes 10 kilometers. A contract has been awarded, and we believe that very, very soon the contractor will come to site. Now back to the tracks. You know, because Tema is a harbour town or a port town, most of these trucks, some come from our neighboring countries. They all come to do business and then they move. What we did, we identified an area around a loop oil area, and then assembly and then a GPHA collaboration by hugely by GPHA. A place was actually designed so that all the trucks will converge. But truth be told, there are much more trucks coming, and the area is not big enough to be able to hold them. So sometimes when it happens like that, and because we don't have any other places for them to park, looking at the sides of the road, when the areas are full, then some of them tend to park by the roadside. But as I speak now, there's a place that we've identified around the Tematech, in front of Tematech, and it's something that we've passed a resolution at Assembly to convert that area to another car park. As I speak now, we are working on the documentation for the contractor, and then very, very soon that project will start.
How about inner roads in Tema, in your communities, 9, 8, 7? What is the agenda with inner roads? So
for inner roads, the plan is that, you know, there is this port infrastructure levy that is taken at the port. And then this levy, the main idea is to use the levy to develop road projects in Tema. And our focus now, or the focus of us, including the ministry and GPHA, is to get this levy to actually fix inner roads in Tema.
Because you admit that Tema West has very good roads. You don't have good roads. Tema West, almost all roads are asphalted, except even the Lashibi one has been done. You are lagging behind. Meanwhile, you give birth to them and they are doing better than you.
Well, so, you know, sometimes the notion is that our roads are there, they are tired, just that, and then they are not tired. So sometimes it's sounds as if, okay, let's get them tired too. And then we suffer. But all the conversation that we have received, almost all the rules we have in Tema have been given to contractors, which we have a copy of the contract. I think that the only issue is the mobilization for them to come. Some of them are already on the road working, but a huge chunk are yet to come. But I believe strongly that this year more funds will be allocated to them so that they can come. Almost all the inner roads, both in Tema East and Tema, have all been awarded. The main ones that links towards Committee 8, all of them is rules that will also be done by the Port Infrastructure Levy. And plans are far afoot that the contractor will come to site. So I'm more positive. 3-4 months to come, we should really get most of the rules in Tema.
I'll come back and check in 3-4 months.
Yes,
that will be before the elections, and then I'll tell your story.
Please do.
You want to be Member of Parliament for the people of Tema East. What track record are you presenting to them to say that, listen, I did ABCD as mayor, please give me a chance to be your president? Why do you want to switch from the development guy to the lawmaking guy?
Well, first of all, the two roles are all different. The role of the mayor is much more developmental oriented. And when I took over, despite though the economic things that engulf both the town and the whole country and the whole world at large, I really listened to the needs of the people. The people were telling me issues about the morning afternoon shift system, which they are not. They were also telling me about issues with security, but then the police station was not completed. And then they also told me issues about a place that when they want to hold functions, they can all go to do so, and a lot of other issues that was affecting the town. And then also they also talked to me about the fact that during our cultural festivities, like we don't really see that strong influence of the assembly in. Now these are the complaints that I got from the people, and by the grace of God, even with all the issues affecting us, I think I've done better. First of all, I was able to complete the district, the Newtown District Police Station, which is in full force now, and that has ensured that security issues affecting the town before then are now down. I was also able to end the shift system, like I explained to you earlier, and now the children go to school and not have to think about leave the morning or afternoon, what we call Libby and Shani. And then as I speak now, we are starting a project. We are building a modern community center within Tema Newtown. You know, and that center, there's also a library inside, so that all functions that have been held in Tema Newtown, there is a place that they can all converge and hold those functions. And then also, when you get to our cultural festivals, you should be there to see me at Pelejo, singing with the Pelejo troops and bringing in the old things that we used to see when we were kids, polishing it. For the very first time, we were even able to hold an awards dinner night, giving awards to the groups who sing in the Pelejo. I know you know these groups, and then all that. So these are things that then when they also come to me, I'm always available. My doors are open. They know my home. They know my office. And I think I've opened up to almost everybody. No discrimination, irrespective of whether you belong to this affiliation.
Because you talk about discrimination, you are a mayor for Tema, but you had interest in Tema East. How did you survive not giving preferential treatment to Tema East over Tema Central? What I'm saying is that do you not end up sending developments to Tema East because you have a plan to go and contest there one day?
Well, we don't normally, what happens is that when you are the mayor of a town, you normally look at an area which lacks development than the other. Yes, we all know that Tema Central is well planned. Tema Central have much more facilities. It's a bit more modern against Tema East, which looks more like a slummy area, and then the population too is very high and all that. So anytime there are projects coming, you weigh the two options. If it's school, which community needs a school the most?
Or which community, if I planted a school, would give me more votes?
Not necessarily that. It's like where do you have more children not having access to very good schools, and then and all that. So this, and then even health. So you weigh all the options. General Hospital is at Tema Central. There are more good health facilities, but when it comes to Tema East, it's only one polyclinic which is not in a very good shape. So I think it's more about people where the development is a bit lower, and you want to actually lift or upskill so that you can come a little bit at par. That's why sometimes you see people trying to push more developmental issues to Tema East than Tema Center, which is much more developed and much more advanced.
It's not a vote-grabbing agenda.
Not at all. Not at all. A mayor is a mayor for everybody. And then when you even ask the Tema Central folks, they will let you know that I'm always with them. Whatever program it is, any support, I'm always around, so that it will not look like because I came from Tema East, the focus is on Tema East.
Very well. This is Face to Face on City TV. The last NPP MP for that area, Titus Neil Glover, I'll ask him what their relationship is, why Titus did not contest. And also, the whole Tema area, NDC said it almost won Tema West. In fact, we saw the figures, almost won Tema West. Tema Central, NDC has done a very good job there. Tema East currently is in the hands of the NDC. How is he going to take that seat from his former boss? And I'm using former boss to mean the man was the mayor of Tema, and now he's an MP. Stay with us. Yeah, welcome back. This is Face to Face on City TV. The NPP parliamentary candidate for Tema East is my guest. Is also the mayor of Tema. Titus Glover did not contest you. You went unopposed. What happened? Did he say he's tired? Because he won with 3 votes, did big. He went back, sought re-election, won, and then things went bad. What's your relationship with him?
Oh, well, he's my godfather. So
okay.
Yes.
So he blessed you for this?
Yes, he did.
He said he won't go again?
Yes, he said he will not go again, and he asked me to run. So I think that, you see, for every politician, sometimes you get to a stage that they want to move higher. And so after the defeat, he decided to move higher. So then that is where then he blessed me to run. And when I came, actually there were 2 reasons that led to we losing the seat. But the biggest of them is disunity. After the primaries with Dr. Ben Ashitey, the party couldn't unite. And then there was rancor, there was acrimony, there was a big gap in division. And because of that, that's what led to us losing the seat. So when I came in, I think that the party realized that anytime we go for primaries, it's creates a lot of problems. So in a way, the party rallied behind me and said that, okay, I mean, once nobody else came, then they pushed so that I go on the post. And I think that I'm here because the party want to win the seat back. And whatever it takes to win the seat back, the party will do. So when I came over, nobody came to contest me.
The whole Tema enclave looks dangerous for the MPP. How confident are you that you can take that seat back for the MPP?
Well, for me, if you look at the figures very well for Tema East, you look at how many votes we lost for the presidential, look at how many votes we lost for the parliamentary, it tells you clearly because people were not happy because there was disunity in the party. That led to us actually winning. It's not because NDC did something extraordinary. It's because our own people were not happy with the party, and that brought about us losing the seat. Now, one of the reasons why I believe strongly that the party pushed for me to go is the fact that when I took over as chief executive, I was still working to bring all parties together, even though around that time I didn't know I'd be PC. So clearly, I think that the party realized that I have started a path trying to reconcile the party. And just a couple of days ago, we had our Thanksgiving service, and you should be there. All those who have problems and all the divisions, about 80-90% were there. That tells you clearly that the unity that we are clamoring for is on its way coming. We are not there yet, and if it continues like this, and I keep on working extra hard to unite the party, I believe strongly that once we have unity, we will still win our seat.
Your incumbent MP, Ashitey, was your mayor. He would have garnered some experience at the assembly, and now he's also the MP. It would be a difficult tree to uproot, wouldn't it?
Yes, he surely is, and just like every other politician who is already on the throne. But you know, time changes, and then when you have new people coming on the block, we look at what we call the competitive advantage. I'm somebody who's much more closer to the people. I play football, I interact with them. I grew up in the area for such a long time. I went to school there. I have both my mom and dad all coming from the town. So I think I have a much more deeper connection with the people than he is. And then also when I took over too, almost everything that I do, I always get closer to the people. I listen to them. You should come to my office to see a long queue of all of them trying to meet me for one or two reasons.
Come and collect money.
Well, not necessarily money. Sometimes people have problems and they need support. So it could be an issue that's got to do with health, an issue that's got to do with school placement, an issue that's got to do with some small support. So different...
Funeral donations.
Well, everybody has different. And I believe strongly that the strongest competitive advantage I hold is my interpersonal relationship with the people, how close I am to them, and then available. When it gets to culture and tradition, you see me, I'm part of them. I mean, traditions, customs, culture, football, anything. I mean, I was doing this, and I also schooled there. I went to school there before I became here. So I'm much more positive.
The party you represent has been in government for 8 years, and whether you like it or not, even though constituency elections are local, there's also a national figure or angle to it. If people say they are tired of MPP and that they will remove MPP in 8 years, they will remove everything MPP, including the MPs. Don't you think that you'll be affected by that? And again, issues of general economic challenges that people are facing in Ghana. The people of Tema East are not aliens. They're also facing the same issue. The cost of Gankomi has gone high. They may vote against you simply because of that. Are you sure you can navigate your way out of that?
I don't really believe that. You know, every constituency is different. Every constituency and then what the needs of the people are. Yes, there could be general, let's say, perception about how the government is performing. But every constituency is different because I think that within the constituency, people have their needs. How you are able to meet them, how you are able to engage them, how you are able to also tell them what your plans are. And then if they also see what you are doing to help improve lives in the community, It's not always like that. I mean, things might not go on well, but you will still be able to win your seat. But I believe strongly that based on what is going on now and what we are churning, and then the new vibe going on in the country now, just immediately after our flag bearer spoke, we are much more convinced that we still have what it takes to break the 8. And when the 8 is broken, I'm also much more positive that I will also win this seat back for the MPP one more time, so that we could take all the seats in Tema.
For any member of your constituency watching us at around Vaco Runabout or in Tamamaya or somewhere around the police station in Tema New Town, 3 reasons why they should vote for you and not the NDC parliamentary candidate.
Well, first of all, I just want to remind my good people of Tema East that if they should cast their mind back, they should look at all the structures and buildings and infrastructure within town, and then they will know. Even our Mahia Polyclinic, which we have, the only one we have within the area, started from Brusconia's time, MPP days, and the road, the asphalt, the police station, the post office, almost all the major projects that you see in town, all are MPP. I think that's the first thing I would like them to know. And then secondly, if there's a party which has been very close to the people, it's a party that got involved in a lot of things, so MPP. And thirdly, they know me, I'm their son. I've been with them from the beginning. I grew up in town. I have both parents coming from town. Everything about me is Tema here. And then they look at the projects I try to do and then how close I get to them. And the fact that they can easily access me anywhere. Almost all of them knew my house. They come around, and clearly, if they see me, how I got involved, I'm with the people playing football, I'm there playing soccer, cards, I get involved in everything. And then secondly too, they know that I'm also somebody who, by the grace of God, is also well educated. They know that I went to Benkum for my O levels. I finished
at Benkum Secondary
for my O levels.
Okay.
And then I was able to get to Presec, Lagos, for my CES form. It didn't just end there. I did.
You don't look old as to have done O level and sixth form.
I mean, I'm 47. I'm younger. And then I continued also to KNUST, where I did electrical engineering, and then I finished with first class actually. And then from there, I went to do my further studies abroad. I did my master's in mobile communication, and I also graduated with a distinction. And then I came back, and I've worked for over 16 years within corporate Ghana, from Vodafone to Huawei. 14 of them are at the management level. So I know they know the type of person that I am. And even though when you see me, I'm very close to them, you never know that I have all those conditions. I'm much more positive that I have my background and what I do for town and the things I'm trying to do for the town. The good people of the Tema here will look at it and they vote for me.
What are the 3 things you intend to fix in Tema East, which you did not fix as mayor, for which reason you should be voted for?
Well, my tenure of mayor is still, I'm just 2 years and some few months on the job, so I still have 1 more year to go.
Yeah.
I think that the 2 bigger projects that I really want to fix, first of all, our lorry park. We have a lorry park, a lorry station. When I was younger, this lorry station is a big one. You could get Kufudia, any other station. As we speak now, it's not been used. One thing that I want them to put me a test on it for is that before my tenure office is completed, we would pave the entire lorry station.
No, I'm interested in why you want to be MP. Just mention 3 things why you want to be MP. That's what I mean.
One, the first one is I want to be because the needs of the town is what I'm trying to address. And one of them that the town needs the most is getting the lorry station back on track.
And you couldn't do that as mayor?
Yes, but as I speak now, I know that before my term of office comes, I'll get it completed.
So why do you want to go to Parliament then?
Yes, I want to go to Parliament because I believe that, first of all, the experience I've gained being mayor actually gives me a much more better perspective to really appreciate the needs of my people. And I believe strongly that when I get to Parliament, then I'm able to contribute to pass laws to be able to ensure that the specific needs of the people within Metropolis are met. And once I became the chief executive, moving towards Parliament, it is fresh in my mind. I know clearly where the limit of the mayor actually is, and where you can only pass some laws in Parliament to get the issue to be addressed. So I believe strongly, now that I'm mayor and understand what the issues are, there are some of the issues that it only takes a parliamentarian to be able to fix.
Very well.
And when they vote for me, then the transition becomes bigger. I do my term as mayor, and then I finish it up with being the MP. And then within the 8 years, then the developments continue.
Very well.
From the local level down all the way to Parliament.
Yohane Armah Ashitey.
Armah
Ashitey, Tema Metropolitan Chief Executive, NPP Parliamentary Candidate, Tema East. Thank you for joining us on Face to Face.
Thank you too.
And my name is Umaru Sandamado. You've been watching Face to Face on City TV. We'll be back next Tuesday with another edition. Please stay with us.